All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another edition of Take It to Your Streets live show, the Sunday's edition. We have a special guest today, PJ, and he can go ahead and unmute himself.
Okay. What's up, hustlers? What's up, hustlers out there? I don't got a second screen. Actually, I could pull you up on the other one so I can see this chat because I can't even see the chat. What's up, everybody out there, though, man? It's your boy PJ from the city of Chicago. You hear a lot of bad things about it, but it's the money out here. Don't worry about all of that. Just leave that negativity on the table. We not bringing that out here, man. It's money
Right.
out here. A lot of things is exaggerated. I nearly post every day unless situations come up. So y'all see, I can see through my lens. It ain't what it seems. But I appreciate being here, man. If I can pull you up on this other so I can see your chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing also.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing also.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, now do this right here.
Okay. He's Demetrius. If I'm saying this wrong, I'm bad at names, man. Okay, what's up? I didn't know you from Chicago. Okay. Yeah, check the channel out if you get a chance, man. I try to put out as much information as possible. You know, YouTube ain't paying me, so this information is all free. I try to do it. I just do it from the heart because I learned a lot from YouTube, so that's why I do YouTube. So just to give it back forward.
That's all good. That's all good. Tasha Green is in the house. Good afternoon to
Hello.
you as well. All right, brother. I guess we can go ahead and jump off into it. It was a pleasure and an honor to have the guest today here. Gig hustler
Appreciate.
PJ. He's a true hustler. He's out of Chicago, and today we're going to interview him, and he's going to give it to you from the Chicago perspective on how he make his money. So, to no further ado, brother, we glad to have you here today. How are you today?
Hey man, I'm blessed, man. Blessed and great to be here. It's a sunny day. It's no snow out here. We about to be in spring in a hot second. Daylight saving time hit. Gotta adjust to that.
Right. So, how many years have you been a delivery driver?
My first experience with delivery drivers is like many. It was Doordash. I believe my first delivery was made January, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say 15. I can look back in it. January 15th was my first ever touching the app and doing deliveries. January 15, 2019. I'm sorry, I had to make sure I was right. But yeah, 2019. So
Okay,
over 5 years now.
5 years.
5 years are almost 2 months. What we at? Yeah, almost 2 months and 5 days. 5 years, 2 months, and about 5 more days.
Okay. What inspired you to become a delivery driver on these gig apps? What's your story?
Uh, Me personally, I don't know if you guys check my channel out. Like, I have at one point been incarcerated for 6 years of my life. So after doing that, focus on myself, working on myself, and after being in the same place for multiple years, I fought my situation for about almost 18 months in the Chicago County. And then I went to a prison out in the middle. I mean, I know a lot of people don't know the state, so I'm just gonna say central Illinois, the middle of Illinois. That's what I
Okay.
was on know. And I was there for about approximately what 4 years and 6 months. Same place, the exact same place. So
Okay.
after experiencing that and getting out and re-entering life, um, I prefer to get get some income because I'm not gonna say this job because it is we are independent contract. I want an income that actually we weren't stationary. We weren't in the same place. That's one thing I still love to this day about it. Every day is different.
Mm-hmm.
Every day is a new adventure. Man, the delivery life, I prefer it. And given my situation, I can only play my situation. A lot of people you get it, but hey, I have to know my circumstances and best way I can make money for me and my family. And
Right. Right.
that's why I love delivery driver. On the second, okay, because I can be long winded. Excuse.
No, you
Another
all
note,
good, bro.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
another note. When it comes to this form with the gig apps and short form, because I do have ways I could get into CD. A lot of people say, "Oh, that's do CDs and stuff. No offense to nobody who do it. I prefer the stop and go of the gig apps and doing catering orders than doing long form deliveries, because that would be the best way to get into that type of work. Is you have to they'll send you cross state lines. I don't like to drive for long periods of time. I do it if I have to. Like I drove to Memphis a couple of times to get my kids because they moved to Memphis when I was gone. So that's 8 hours. I've done that. I
Okay.
did 16 hours straight. I do it for the family, but to do it as a regular career, no. I like to stop and go in a regular gig world. Personally, this is me personally. No offense to nobody else, but I prefer this.
I hear you. I hear you. Got to do you, brother. You definitely got to do you. How many apps are you currently running at
You
this
asking
time?
this, and I think I done found more apps. Well, I lost Uber.
Mm-hmm.
I try to get them back, but I can look at my screen without knocking us off. I think I'm at 7, if I'm not mistaken. I think I got
Okay.
7. I mainly run 5 mainly, but
Mm-hmm.
I believe I have like 7 or 8,
Okay.
maybe even 9. The longer I think about it, I think about a couple of apps I just don't use. It's so many, so I want to say like a safe 10. But my main ones I run used to be Doordash and Uber Eats. I miss Uber. I'm gonna talk
Mm-hmm.
about Uber a lot. I miss Uber. And Zifty delivered and deliver that was my main 5. Now I'm down to 4.
4. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
I
mean
miss
4 that
Uber
I
too.
use, that I rotate. I do have Roadie, Instacart, which I kind of been into. Instacart didn't kind of help me, so it kind of became my 5th one again. But
Okay.
yeah, Instacart, Roadie, I got Draver, Skip Cart. I'm missing like 2 more. Those are the ones I think on top of my head. I bet you it's like 2 or 3 I'm missing.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm
Okay.
signed up with all those apps.
Are you on VHO?
Yep, I'm on that. There you go. That's the one. That's the one.
Okay.
Because technically, I think they share something with Deliver That. If I'm not mistaken, they like when I have to do updates, I have to go through Vivo or something. So one of the apps I'm through, they connected through there. I think Zifty. One of the 2 apps. I'm not. Don't hold me to it right there. But it's like
Okay.
you have to set up when it tell you to update your insurance or your license. It goes through Vivo. I think it's Zifty. I think maybe it's Zifty. Maybe they're the ones. Don't hold me to it right now. You kind
Okay.
of
Now
like
you
sparked when I got the question. Oh, go ahead.
right. You are the man when it
Oh
comes
man.
to multi-apping as well as catering apps. You know, I be noticing you be getting them bangers and everything.
Oh
So
yeah.
what
Catering
is
apps changed the game.
largest catering order payout on one single
Uh,
catering order?
my my largest non-recorded one was $256, and I got that in the summer of 2019. It was
Wow.
from actually it's in my pictures. I should have had that up. I'm just so unprepared. I crap. I got that from it's a place called brown brown bag seafood. There you go. I don't know if
Oh,
it's global. Some people say it's some other states. I don't 100% know because I'm not a big seafood person. But
right.
yeah, brown bag seafood, $256 and some loose change. My biggest payout ever. And that took
Okay.
me. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
And my biggest recorded one, which is on my channel, is still I think it is my biggest video. So I think it's 199, 190. My biggest recorded catering one. Still one of the
Okay.
top ones. If I'm not even I forgot, but that 250, that was a whole man. That was a whole nother world. One no
What's up?
one. The biggest recorded was 191.
191. What's
Biggest
up,
record.
Dash and
Yeah.
Trader? We got Dash and Trader in the house for a brief
Oh,
moment, tapping in.
what's up, man? What's up, broski?
Yeah, he respect your hustle. He respect your game. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
that says a lot.
he definitely.
That says a lot if he showed up over here today. Um,
Uh,
when you are out there doing your catering orders, you know, how many GPS do you use to navigate with? and how do you use them as scheduling your catering orders?
So I mean, I mainly only use one. I use Google personally, and of course, I've been doing this for years now, so I kind of know the areas. So it was a learning process, though. Originally, when I was introduced to caterings back in summer of 2019,
Mm-hmm.
it was a doozy. I didn't at the time, right? Like right now, I'm in the area of I'm in Oak Park. It's a suburb of the west side of Chicago. It's like 1 minute away. This was the area I worked in. So when I got introduced to catering through Doordash, that was the first app I had any kind of catering experience. All the caterers was downtown Chicago. So, and they were the bigger paying ones. They used to back in the day, which I miss that too. DoorDash took so many things. They used to have them scheduled. Like
Mm-hmm.
you could see the next day schedule. It'd be 24 hours in advance. They show all the caterers for the next day, and it was first come first serve. So I tried to get the ones at the time. I didn't want to get the ones downtown because I didn't want to drive downtown. But all of
Mm-hmm.
them was for downtown. Like you rarely get like one or two for the suburbs, maybe
Right.
three, but all of them was downtown. And you get to see the payouts back then. They used to show you 50, 60, 70, 100. Like you just see how much you got paid. So it's like, man. So eventually I'm like, man, I have to start learning to work downtown because that's where the money at. Those are the biggest catering offers. So I had to fight the bullet eventually and start navigating down there and start to learn it. So, but back to your original question, yeah, I use GPS maps for me personally, but now it's
Okay.
like I kind of know. I mean, I still use the maps as far as traffic because you never know. Sometimes streets be closed. There's some people like, yeah, I'll use GPS. Somewhere like, no, traffic. You need to know. It'll tell you, hey, this street closed. Go this way. Blah blah blah. Blah. Even if you
Right.
know it like the back of your head. Hey, that GPS helps at least me in my market.
All right. Now, when you do your multi-apping with your catering apps and you schedule them because you getting them ahead of time, you already know what days you got to go on them. Do you
Mhm.
set them up on the calendar and do you mark your invoices as well in case you know they happen to lose an order or whatever? You can be able to retrieve it that way by going over your records, showing them that, okay, I remember the order, this is the invoice number. Do you do it like something like that?
I screenshot it. Actually, hey, you just mad at something I'm gonna start doing now. I personally just screenshot the orders, every order I get, because most of them through the apps I personally use is 24 hours in advance. So, and some of them like I think what delivered you can't see it. You just gotta go. You have to do a couple extra steps. So actually, that would be a laugh. I said that, but yeah, that's actually a good thing. But most of that screenshot them though, personally.
Okay.
That is gets kind of my
Okay.
records. But that actually makes sense. I need to add that to the record store, or whatever they call it.
Yeah, I had to do it here because a lot of orders get canceled and you might be in the middle of getting ready to go get that order and it shows up the orders are
Yeah,
canceled. So I can go to
that's a
my
smart
calendar.
thing. I'm gonna start
Yeah, I can go to my calendar and I can
have
read
your
off
own
that
personal.
invoice number. Yes, yes, that's how I do it. And I
That's
use
smart. I need to start doing it.
yeah, it'll help out when you know we only can remember so much. So it'll help out when you can go to your records and you can tell them right off the bat it was this right here, easy, and then give them the number, letter Charlotte Bravo or whatever, and give it to them,
Excuse
and
me.
then they can search it, and you can get compensated for those orders for your time going out there and getting them and stuff. Cause
That's smart.
my market, man, it's a smaller market. It'll teach you through trial and error here. And you have a lot of drivers don't take care of them catering orders, man. So would you elaborate on how imperative it is when you picking up your catering orders and the process of what you do when you pick up your catering orders and then you load them up until you go to the drop off and have to, do setups?
All right. Normally, which kind of is a great reason. I'm glad you even brought that up because I kind of went against my normal routine and I paid for it. Well, technically I didn't. But normally when I'm dealing with catering orders, I have catering bags. Try to place, if possible, place the order. Well, first let me take one step back. When I go and get an order, I actually go into the restaurant first and try to see. I want to examine what the order is first, just so you'll know how you package it. Some restaurants like I don't know if everybody got it, but this is a restaurant down here called Naf Grill and Chipotle. Stuff
Mm-hmm.
places like that, they have they Naf Grill have their own catering bags, so that's a less step you have to do. And
Right.
Chipotle have boxes, and they don't allow you to take them without the boxes. You have to take them with the box. Most of the catering, I mean, most of the restaurants I've been to. Some people say, "Hey, I rather," which me personally, I'd rather not have the box because sometimes the order is way smaller in the box. Well, all majority of the time because it got to fit in the box, of course.
Right.
But they
Right.
don't. Hey, you have to. They legally or maybe legally or whatever. They don't. Hey, you got to take the box when you get it. It's on you. So and then the customer know that their catering comes with it. Most coast customers know the Chipotle catering come in boxes. So I wouldn't suggest to even tapping with them just because like, hey, this ain't coming in a box. Where our box is at. So
Right.
I go in, try to examine what the order's gonna be when I go in to see what I need, if I need bags, how many bags and stuff, and then I go out and try to organize it in the bags. I have a bag for personally for hot stuff. Then I got another little bag for hot stuff too, but it doesn't have the holster thing. I need to get more of that, and I need to invest in the boxes too. But the way this car is, I guess it's a whole nother story on that one. But long story short, I tried to prep the order that'll be safe for the order itself, as far as separating the hot and the cold, blah blah blah. The utensils, I could just put that in another separate bag. But I try to keep the hot and the cold separate, and try to put them in there to where it doesn't spill. But some things are just unavoidable with these restaurants, and that's something y'all got to know. Is even as hard as you try, if the restaurant package stuff wrong, it's just gonna go haywire. No matter what you do, it's one place that I go to. I'm not gonna drag their name down the mud, but they're notorious for overloading their trays. I don't care if I sit the tray in the most flattest surface that don't hit a bump. That tray is going to overfill into my bag because they don't take the juice out of it in certain
Right.
orders
Right.
and stuff like that.
Right.
They just some places, which case in point earlier today, my head of catering,
Mm-hmm.
and it was my fault though. They had it in bags, and I should have still tried to get it into my own personal bags because they had paper bags with hot food. And after driving for a while, what happens to to paper bags? They get moisture and they bust. And
Yes.
that's exactly what
Yes.
happened to me. As soon as I moved it, but I was out for lack of sleep. But I'm not gonna use it as an excuse. I still should have stuck to my regiment, and that was my fault.
Mm-hmm.
I was cutting quarters, and I paid for it. I mean, luckily with my particular situation, the bag that did bust were the were the sauces and not the main course. I still feel bad though, and
Mm-hmm.
even they got to see it, like the bag, saw the bag like getting moisture all in the back, and I'm like, I don't even know why would they place it in there and me not being in my right state of mind. I should have thought about like, but so I take that hit. I felt bad. The customer was cool, but just stay prepared and always stick to your guns to try to make the food. I mean, try to make the preparation of the food the best way you can, man. The safest to get it to them because you know how these places go. Still, somehow, some way, it's the driver's fault. Even though we don't touch the insides of the food, we touch the containers, but
Right. Right.
everything outside of that is not on us. If something's missing, I can't, especially with everything that's going on, we can't go in there and make sure everything in there. If the restaurant telling you it's there, it's all you can do. Hey,
That's all
okay,
you can do.
everything there.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I understand that because I had a few missing items and stuff like that as well. And it's one Mexican restaurant. I'm not gonna say exactly who they are here either, but with the cheese sauce, man. I mean, that stuff got all over in my car, all in my bag. I had to throw my bag away. I had to re-shampoo the vehicle. You know, I stationary it as good as possible, but by them, like you said, the over fillage of it and
overflow. Yeah,
everything. Yes,
that
and
is
it just
that is
Yes, it can be a big mess, man, and it is embarrassing. It was in my case. It was very embarrassing. Then I had to go to a doctor office because a lot of the jobs I do, I go to the business districts where it's lawyers, law firms, and the doctor offices and clinics and stuff. So you want to be definitely prepared for that. With that being said, how many catering bags do you carry with you? Like when you get ready to do a catering order, what would you recommend as how many catering bags you need, bags for
Um,
ice and
yeah,
drinks
I
and
I have a bunch. I say personally, if I mean, of course, each is on for the market and how committed you're going to be into the catering game and things of that nature. So, me personally, I have four. Oh, sorry, I don't know what's going on. Me personally, I got four standard bags, but I got like over 10 in my car accessible to me. But I have four that I rotate through normally. Mostly four can get majority of my catering is done, but sometimes you have that there's a big crazy one where you just gonna have to use all your bags. So know your market, get a feel for it, get the feel for how many caterers you can catch, how often you gonna do it. Start. I just say small. I mean, there's no wrong way of doing it because you don't know. Like even if it's a place you constantly go to, you don't know how the order is going to be. So that's why I survey and see it. But I say start with two, then work your way up to four. If you just get smack smack smack, then just get more because they cost like they like $40-$50. Like yeesh, they are an investment, but start small. And if you get them for free, definitely get them for free. If you somehow you get them for free or somebody giving away some channels, some of the YouTube channels do that. Hey, they give them away for free. Hey, try to win that award because they $40-$50 and these cater bags
right,
they're good. You can use them even you can use them for regular orders or whatever. So they're very versatile. So I would
right,
suggest get them, but just
right,
don't oversell. Don't get it until you need it. What I suggest, especially if you're part time or not doing it a lot, don't overinvest. I mean, it's a lot of stuff we got to pay for out of this market. Gas, maintenance. Hey, don't have no brand new shiny bag you're not using. All these
right,
bags get used in my car. One
right,
way, shape,
right,
or form.
right. I have like 7 catering bags that I use, and I use some bags also for the drinks, for ice. I have bags for that. I go to Torches. When I go to Torches, they have hot bags. A lot of times the customers be like, you can go ahead and get rid of those bags. They good bags, man. They keep heat for a good while. So I use those as my ice
Hmm.
bags as well as for my drinks and for when I do Doordash because it's a lot better than that Doordash bag. That bag I
Yeah, oh
don't have
yeah.
a
I don't. I think I have one that's like new back there. But all the old, of course, been doing this over 5 years. Those bags are gone. But I think I just had
right,
one for the one I do like thumbnail pictures with. I don't even put food or nothing in there. It's just a thumbnail bag. Those are
right,
not good. I got these. I got the this is my main little generic bag I got from Amazon. They're like almost twice bigger than the standard DoorDash bag. Got a little insulation. This is my like
right,
regular look bag.
right,
I have
right. I got
two of those. I think I had like
okay.
four of those, honestly, but it is what it
Yeah,
is. That one.
yeah. I got 3 deliver that bags. I got 2 of these here, 2 DoorDash bags as you can see right there, and I got bags right there as well. Now, have you if there was a new driver today, they first time getting into catering orders and everything, how would you explain to them your setup when you go to set up on the table and all of that?
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead and walk them through that process as well and what apps you have to do certain things to meet the criteria for setups. If you have a sterno, do you set up the
Now,
sternos and the racks and all of that?
okay, this is a somewhat two-pronged question because of course, the situation had changed over the years, and it hasn't went back in my market. But I see other markets still do the overall setup, but a lot of people in my local Chicago area do not allow you to do the setup. They do it themselves.
Right.
So I can only talk about previous before early I mean the 2019 and early 2020 experience. After that it went, but the setups, like I say, try to organize it the best way. It's a two-prong with it too, with that part. Organize it the best way from hot and cold, and organize it to how you're going to set it up when you get to the destination.
Right.
Now, if it's cold, hot, and utensils, set it up like that. Me personally, even though some of the guys have different instructions, I personally like to get the hot food. If you're doing a full setup, I like to get the hot food on the trays and get them heated up as soon as possible so it can stay hot, and then work my way from hot to cold to the utensils. But I
Right.
believe one of the apps, they changed. I think they say start with utensils and go backwards. Maybe it would deliver that or something, but I haven't did it in so long that now, like
Right.
most places, just they don't want you really intermingling with the food. I mean, I don't take it personal. It's just times have changed. But I see other states they will still want you to fully set up. So just go towards that process, but don't try not to be overwhelmed. It's just don't don't think don't feel like the customer believes you need to know everything either. You guys are helping each other. You're just trying to help them set up, and don't just take your time and try to set it up as best way as you can. If you got trouble, but most of them in this area you don't have to set up, but just don't get overwhelmed with it is what I suggest.
Speaking of being overwhelmed, sometimes we get stack orders or multiple catering orders. Would you elaborate on not being overwhelmed when you have multiple catering orders that you got to deliver to multiple sites?
Uh, it's become, man. First of all, okay, the best thing to do is don't do it until you're ready. Try to stick with one at a time and give yourself plenty of time. Because even me doing this for years, I still run into situations to where I kind of bit off more than I could chew. I believe like a couple of months ago, about I want to say about 5 months ago, eh, I had like three delivered orders in a row. No, not deliver. I'm telling the story. To deliver that, which they allowed me to get it, but they were so tight, and even they tell you don't try to give yourself like a 40-minute window. And I did
Right.
it to where I only had like a 15-minute window. And of
Right.
course, the first order, like dominoes, knocked them all off. They went way over, which is insane because it was the smallest order. So I knew it was gonna work out because that
Right.
was the least amount of time I had was the smallest order,
Right.
and that went crazy and it just dominoed effect. So don't try to overbook because catering is not like regular app orders where they're small and probably could be prepared faster. Caterers is a lot going on. It's a lot of moving pieces, and your catering may not be the only one that that place has that day. I've been to a place they had 10 caterers at one time, which is insane. Like I don't even know why would they even allow them, but that's a whole nother story. So long story short, try to be patient with the restaurant. Try to be patient with the customers. Let the customers know. Let the customers know, communicate with the customer and your dispatchers, ever catering app you're using. Hey, let them know, hey, I'm here waiting. They saying it's slow. Just communicate the best way you can, and you try not to be overwhelmed, and don't try to frustrate the restaurant because that'll help neither of us. Like trying to rush them and stuff. That's asking for trouble. Don't even do that. So I say don't bite off more than you can chew. Start with one, master it, get to the point where you're very, very comfortable with it before you try to have multiple in one day. I know the money gonna look good, but if it falls that way, at least try to give yourself 45 minutes between them. That's the best advice I can give. You still grown, gonna do what you want to do, but that's the only thing I'm suggesting.
Yeah, because with them catering orders, with that being said, are you a preferred driver would deliver that?
Yes. I prefer.
So how do that work? That's you
Um,
being a preferred driver over a regular deliver that driver.
I
What what will be the
I
difference?
believe, if I'm not mistaken, because I am not gonna sit and tell the story. It's actually been a while. Like I haven't used Deliver That for months. I just started back using them. Um, but the prefer, I believe we see them a couple of hours earlier. I thought it used to supposed to be like 24 hours earlier, but I think it's shorter than that. Cause I know the elite drivers, it's a whole level above me. They can see it 2 days early. I think
Right.
I can only see the orders up to like, I want to say 12 to maybe 24 hours earlier,
Mhm.
which, yeah, I think that's about right. Cause I did see, yeah, it's got to be 24 because I've seen an order a couple of hours ago and it was for so 20 about up to 24 hours early. But it's like it's a pyramid. Like the elite gets the tops and whatever they don't want, then the prefer get it, and then it falls down to whatever other their levels they have under that.
Right, right.
So
Yeah.
uh, well,
So by having
the elite gets the pick of all the orders, and it's not a lot of elite. It's not a lot of elite, even in this big city, which really surprised me. It's not a lot of elite at all.
wow, wow.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot, but nah, it's not. It's getting that
Well,
40-hour picks. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, with that being said, I was just going to reiterate what you were saying. It's very imperative to have these different preferential status, that puts you in the category of maximizing your earnings while you are out there. Now multi-app, as a multi-app, what would you suggest to drivers when they doing catering orders and they try to multi-app on different apps such as Uber Eats, Walmart, Spark, or Deliver
Um,
and
well,
DoorDash?
how I personally like to do as far as that is, of course, plan my day out. Like
Mhm.
knowing I got a catering order really is a relief. You are almost guaranteed money the next day, which that is what I feel like during this day and age is that guaranteed money. That's what a lot of people should try to go towards because times are getting hard, and just knowing where your next dollar comes from is a little relief in this profession. So I suggest that as much as possible. Um, I guess like that's way I can answer that question. Is give an example. Like tomorrow, I have a catering order going from downtown
Mhm.
Chicago to a suburb. Let's just say that we're going from downtown to a suburb. So knowing that fact, I scheduled a DoorDash shift not too far from my drop off, long story short, and not my regular area where I do shift because it's taking me about 30 minutes in the direction away from my regular zone. But I have another zone, which that's one thing when it comes to any of these apps. Try to get familiar to multiple zones as you can because you don't know where your next dollar could come from. But in that
Right,
case, I'm going to the zone. I was like, oh, I know a zone it's not too far from where I'm dropping off, so I'll just go there because I will miss if I try to go all the way back to my zone, I'll miss the entire lunch rush. But this zone will get me close, and maybe may not make as much, but it can try to get a couple of dollars. So be as familiar with all your local areas as possible. I know it's easier said than done, and I know it's more of a full time thing, so it's not everybody's gonna know that. But if you can, hey, certain days test out other markets on whatever apps you prefer to use. If it's ride share, if it's grocery delivery, if it's food delivery.
right,
Try to be as diverse as you possibly can and still make your money though. Don't ever, that's still a priority.
right. So when you're multi-apping, using your catering apps, planning, like you said, is the key to have a plan that will deal with scheduling your delivery assignments. And I know when I usually schedule my delivery assignments, I usually be in that particular area 2 hours prior so I can be able to DoorDash or Grubhub. Then within probably an hour or less, I'll try to start setting goals to get ready to pick up my catering orders. That's where the calendar comes in there more important, that when you be able to know how to plan each day, you plan your schedule and you plan how you multi-app and you do your catering orders. Once you get through with your catering orders, you can go back to multi-app, and you can also multi-app prior to your catering orders. But I don't suggest to anyone out there to try to do catering order and you got a DoorDash at the same time.
Oh
You
no,
know,
no. Oh yeah.
that
I purposely didn't set it that order for that reason because man, it could get a headache or be really. I do personally. I got a video. It's an older video where I had a situation, but it just kind of lucked out. But I had to deliver that order, but they needed like it was scheduled wrong. Like it was a whole like hour difference in it. Like they were supposed to have an hour, or I was there an hour earlier, and they had to schedule it later. And I went and did a DoorDash catering, and I still kind of got there like barely on time. But I don't suggest that though. Don't that's that greediness. Say all of us want to make as much money as we can. That hour was cool. I think personally what I did is like with that amount of time, okay, I should have stayed closer to the area where I did the catering. But overall, I don't suggest that because it's too many different factors.
can go wrong. Can go
Yeah,
wrong.
too many things. So I like, especially now, all these apps are getting stricter. Use me as example. Like, hey, it's just if you want to stay with the platform, sometimes just sit back, put an ebook on, or look up some YouTube. It's just that being patient sometimes it just go further.
Yeah, because you definitely don't want to lose your contracts with your catering apps.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
oh yeah.
in our area, Easy Cater deals with Deliver That, and DoorDash. And
Exactly,
speaking of DoorDash, what do you think about DoorDash nowadays with all of these different changes that's taking place in our markets?
I mean, so it's a love hate relationship with DoorDash. I'm not going to lie about that. It's I do love the opportunity that is given us and drivers, and that even though I say that like other apps didn't exist before, but it is the most. It's pretty much the mascot of the gig world almost. That and Uber. I mean, well, Uber with ride share, but food delivery or anything. But now DoorDash is a household name. Like, are you doing some DoorDash or is it like DoorDash, like kind of like Google to go? So I do appreciate the opportunities. I I personally, some of the decisions, now don't get me wrong, I know they're a business at the core and they have to do what's best for the business. They have shareholders, they have people that represent that they have to answer to. So I'm seeing that and knowing that they have to do certain things to bring in revenue. I, I feel like it's I do not like how the drivers are cut out a lot as far as I'm not saying we need to get $100 per order. I feel like we should get a little more wiggle room, and they add incentives, but don't add dollar value incentives. I feel like that could be organized a little better. Like I mean, if you got like the acceptance rate right now, I feel like if you're over 50%, you should get dollar peak pay. They should take peak pay away from everywhere and just make that'll be a incentive. Hey, if you're over 50%, you get $1 extra or something to make it work. Have an actual, real, tangible goal incentive for us to do this. I get they gotta get orders out. I'm not be understanding, and I know people view quote unquote cherry pickers as we trying to sit there and wait on $25 orders or what you call orders, which that day and age is gone. They did changed a lot of that stuff. It's not how it used to be 3, 4, 5 years ago. So we even us know that we're just trying to make the best efficient for us using our own vehicles. Like here in Chicago, gas is $4. So technically, by if you actually sit there and write down. We really should not be taking anything under $7, but we'll do a $5 order. You'll do a $6 order or something like that. So we're not being like super picky, but it's just being now is they're pushing a lot of things of, oh, if I don't do this, drop acceptance rate, doing this and goals, and it's putting more pressure on the drivers, and I feel like they complicate the cheese sandwich, try to get the orders out. So I believe we just need to balance it more. Don't knock them trying to make their profit, but just let's try to find some balance a little bit more for the drivers. So it is what it is. They're taking over, but it's overall to me, like since I've been doing it 5 years, it's like pushing drivers
Right.
like me away from DoorDash. I used to, man, you couldn't tell me nothing about DoorDash back in 2019, 2020, maybe even 21. I did do research on the other apps, but they were the cream of the crop. They were the best thing. But at the time, there wasn't no orders under $6. So it's like every order was $6. So it's like, hey, you can't. No matter what I do, I'm not getting paid under that, and that was a good cushion. And of course, things have changed. Those love and hate. I say right now in this predicament, use it the best way you possibly can. Try not to get lost in the theatrics. If it's working for you, each his own. If 70% or higher are working for you, and you actually really like, you sit down, you actually are making money for you, more power to you. But try to diversify the best way you can. Try to find other ways of making money, because they're putting their sales first, which is every business should, and you should put yourself first also. That's the best I got for you.
Well, I agree. When you have a business, you got to definitely think about how you're gonna make a profit. And you started out earlier talking about having a plan. Having a plan is very imperative. Once you have that plan, then you got to execute that plan. How you schedule, your job assignments, how organized you are. The flexibility to be able to do catering apps and multi-apping. I wouldn't advise it to somebody just beginning, because you need to learn each
No.
app, individual app.
Definitely try to learn it inside and out. When I not to cut you out, when I started Uber
No,
Eats,
you
I
could.
did just Uber Eats for a couple of days, just to get it, understand how it worked, and then I'm like, okay, now I know how to use both of them in tangent. But yeah, definitely, take your time. Don't try to jump head first into the water, because it can definitely get sticky out here.
You can easily get overwhelmed. You can easily get deactivated off of these platforms.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
they make it wrong. They prefer new drivers. They do. All these platforms prefer people who just want to come. So gotta be just careful.
as long as you have business etiquette, quality customer service, excellent professionalism, good mannerism, they get you half of the way there. The other half is survival instincts of
Oh
our
yeah.
own, using our common knowledge on what we should do and what we shouldn't do. And with the new rules and policies being placed in the DoorDash platform, I done did 2 days of case study on it, and I'm seeing some things evolving there. I see less drivers. Hold on for a second.
Oh,
Truck, he up here, he pulled up beside me with that loud truck. And he had all the space in the world.
story of my life.
He gets over here by me. He could have parked over there. That's the reason why he first pulled up. I looked at him. He was like, "Take it easy, take it easy." And you got that. And then they're watching me on video. You know, you know how we are, man. There's people in Germany. He gone now, but he got some firewood right there. He got some firewood. It's almost over with for that. So back to what we was talking about. I didn't mean to get distracted there. The food smelling good over there. I just got to eat, and then him. Um, we got to understand that when we get good paying orders, good paying offers, and we got to do our best to take care of that package that we deliver.
Oh yeah.
Because the more of us, the more we do that, the better we give that experience to the customer. They're gonna tip. They might not tip all the time, but they will tip. Majority of the non-tippers that I have came across in my case study, which been 2.5 years now, they complain about, the package is not being delivered right. And you just got certain people that just feel like they ain't gonna tip anyway.
Right.
So you just choose not to deliver their food to them once you recognize who they are, and everything. But I have, since I've been doing the EBT, and this is what I did. I did research. I wanted to challenge myself and target repeated clientele with no tippers in a no tipping zone. And what I did was, when I first was getting orders over there was 0 tips, but I was okay with that because I could get paid by the time. I knew the restaurant that you're gonna have to wait a long time, whether you inside or out. Traffic, construction, all of that played a mean factor. So when I started taking pictures and putting it in the communication part of the text, they started tipping. First, it started off where we appreciate you. They was giving them 5 stars. That's what I wanted anyway, them 5 stars, right? Next thing you know, they started tipping cash and tipping, in the app. 20% of them are tipping now versus 0%. So it's how you look at a thing, okay, and see how you can make it better for yourself. We can complain all day long about how we feel like we app slaves and how we're not being treated right by the apps, or they're not letting us get away with things that we used to get away with. They're trying to eliminate the dishonest drivers out here and bad drivers out here. Not all of us are bad. Not all of us are dishonest. Then you got good drivers that got these higher ratings, and they can't get these orders due to a certain technique that was being used. So they had to do something about it. My experience, just 2 days now, of seeing what the platinum program is going to do for Doordash. I don't see the drivers. I know they're there, but I don't see them. I don't have to worry about an order getting pitched to them once I'm in that good algorithm. When I'm in that good algorithm, I see few drivers, but I know drivers are there. That's what I was trying to show people years ago. You get in a good algorithm, when you get in a good algorithm, you're getting good orders back to back, nonstop. They keep coming to you. You don't have to sit. You don't have to wait. You're going in the restaurant, you're coming right out. That was my experience with the platinum program. Is it the honeymoon phase of being a platinum dasher? It may be. It just may be. So, but still of targeting hot spots. We should target restaurants more so than hot spots. And what do you think about that? Should we target hot spots over restaurants, or should we target restaurants over hot spots? Go ahead and elaborate on that for us.
Man, stop messing with hot spots years ago. Yeah, I personally like to be by the restaurant, especially like you say, when you get into that algorithm. It helps. It knows that you frequent that restaurant. It knows that you have a good experience, or the customer who ordered from that restaurant and you had a good experience. So the algorithm exists, no ifs, ands, or buts. And especially when I was able to dual wheel Uber Eats and DoorDash, I used to try to find the restaurants that partner with them and partner with both of them, and just try to be close to that, have a vicinity where it's 5 or more restaurants close to where I can use both apps. And both apps do the good thing, like a lot of people use to go to the customer, like the DoorDash. You go to the customer app and look at it, and you can just pull up the customer app, you can see all the restaurants DoorDash partner with, which is almost everything now. It doesn't work I guess it's not as useful as it used to be at one point, because DoorDash wasn't everywhere at one point. Now it is, but it still can help you find out what's partnered with the apps you're using as far as on-demand delivery go.
He just dropped some jewels, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all need to pay attention to what he just said. That is the key factor right there. The knowledge he just dropped. With that information, you can make the right decisions on when you're in a super saturated market. And you got a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
drivers, they flood out the hot spots and they flood out those restaurants. Okay. Now, if you're having a problem where you're not making any money in these areas, you need to think about what you're doing wrong. Number one is you where everybody else is. Number two, everybody doing the same thing. What is it that you can do different that other drivers are not doing for you to maximize your earnings? You see,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give an example. Tips. So, what do you think about customer tips? This is a touchy subject. It can be controversial, but is a very imperative subject. Tips, because we make most of our money on them. We like for you to elaborate on tips and your experience with tips and how imperative it is for us drivers to get those tips and how we can get repeated clientele for those tips. I think I threw 5 questions at you at once, brother.
um, yeah, tips is a very touchy subject. I mean, one thing we are doing a service, and we really shouldn't be relying on tips. We shouldn't be, but the reality is we are. So it's a yes and no. Like we can't focus on tips, but we kind of have to focus on tips because it's a large amount of our payment. I mean, some of these apps are trying things like earn by time to balance it out, I guess. But it's still in the experimental stage to be.
It is.
But with tips, like okay, I got a personal philosophy. I mean, the longer I've been in the game, the more I don't fault the customer as much because I feel like the company should pay more, and I don't try to cause tension between us and the customers. Long story short, with it, so I try to be the offer I see. Like I always say, even in my videos, if y'all see some of the older one, your front numbers matter. What that number that you see in front, that's the only number that matter. If that number don't make sense, then just keep moving on. So what I suggest, like if the customer, like some people say, if they'll drop off certain orders, they don't get tipped, they'll still be mad. So I'm like, for me, if I get a $25 order, which I have, I've gotten $25 orders through Doordash catering, zero tip, but I still made $25 with minimum effort. Well, I mean, not like it wasn't a large catering or blah blah blah. So can I get mad because the customer tip? Yeah, to some extent. I really don't. The older I get and the more along I be, I don't trip as much. Now don't get me wrong. There are orders that I do feel like, man, a large amount on the catering orders, like a large amount of work that you got to do, and like you guys know that you ordered, you know, three, four, five, $600 worth of food or more. Zeros on that one, yeah, I do get a little like really like you don't give your driver anything. I do get a little bit. I don't say it. Of course, I still do my professionalism. I still handle the order. I handle everybody orders, non-tippers and tippers, all the same. Everybody's the same because I
But
don't
it
know,
put a
but
bad taste in your mouth. It definitely put a bad taste in your mouth.
yeah, dude, but it'd be like wow, like I did one yesterday was an example. People stayed in the Hancock Tower. If people don't know about Chicago, the Hancock Tower is the second biggest building in the city. The
Hmm.
Sears, quote unquote Sears, who used to be called Sears Tower for us older folks, but it's called Willis Tower now. It's the tallest. So Hancock Tower is the second tallest. I delivered something to like the 50th floor, and it was zero tip. It was like, and it was like a 200 something dollar order. It was like three bags. It's like wow, I gotta give your driver $1. I know fees. Don't get me wrong. That's what I'm saying. But it just be like, man, like and you want me to bring it to you, something like it just it still leave a bad taste when you spending some real money. Like you spending some money. Like okay, come on, like I can't get a little bit of something. And it happens, man. The best way, back to the original, just try to make sure that just make the front numbers make sense. Like it come to earn by time. If that time that the hourly rate is enough for you, then focus on the hourly rate. To me personally, it's not enough. So if I do even tamper with earn by time, I tamper with it when it's a peak pay, when it pushes it up. So like, okay, if I do this in 30 minutes, because it's kind of hard to get orders, get that full hour out, at least for me.
Right. Right.
To get that full hour it's not as easy. So when peak pays up and then that hour, okay, this 30 minutes of work, like which I've gotten from you when you said that breaking down, I had the minutes down. That's great formula. That really knowing like, okay, if I 30 minutes of this order, I get a bit of this, okay, that number works for me. Try to approach it from that aspect instead of being focused on the tips as much. I mean, don't get me wrong, don't not have feelings about it, but just try to make it work best for you. I get
Yeah,
from that.
it's a bad taste in your mouth when that happens, and we all experience it. And I know what you're talking about, and that's the driver's frustration, including mine. But there's reasons also that sometimes we don't get those tips on large orders like that. There, sometimes it be the companies themselves. They have it. They have them ordered through the company website,
Oh
and
yeah.
then the company dispatches it.
Yep.
Doordash, to where they get it. That's not right. That's not fair. We driving our vehicle. Once
Exactly.
again, wear and tear on the vehicle, the maintenance. Not only that, wear and tear on your mental. When you looking for a larger payout and come to find out you didn't get nothing but a goose egg, that deals with you mentally as well. Be like, wait a minute now. There's supposed to be a tip, and later on you find out it was a tip, but you didn't get it because the company got it.
Yeah,
And
we had that was a lawsuit back there a couple of years ago of companies that didn't pass along the tips. It was a couple of restaurants that just didn't pass along. That was a whole other can of worms. How we supposed to get tips. It's just, man, so it's so many variables in this line of work, man. So I always say, hey, that front number, if that front number makes sense, anything after that, that's what matters. Like
yep,
case in point, delivered. I have a delivered order, and lately my delivered orders have been the number I see at front is not the number it ends with, which I don't know. That's their business. But if sometimes I haven't took the orders because it's like, hey, that front number don't make sense. I don't care if it go up. If this is all I get, that order's not worth it. So I'm
right,
noticing that I haven't been taking certain orders, it'll come back around higher. So I'm like, okay, now this order makes sense. Like, all right, if this all I make within that time frame, I'm cool. No matter what the
right,
tip or whatever it is, this makes sense to me.
right.
That's the best way to do it right now from this angle.
That's within the business that you're doing. You can be hauling wood for a business. You wouldn't want to haul wood and charge people crackhead prices. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Or they pay you crackhead prices. I used to do heating and air, and I used to do a lot of people, man. They was like, okay, no, I can't give it to you the same price you pay for it if you went and bought the materials for yourself. I didn't get these licenses for anything. I didn't get the certification. I didn't get, bonded for nothing. I didn't get, these certifications just to help you break even, and I don't make any money. Same way we should handle this business too, ladies and gentlemen. We're not driving out here to pay DoorDash to be on their platform or any of these apps to be on their platform. We here to make a profit, not just make money. We talking about making a profit because we making money. The thing is, are we making a profit? And we had to look at the top 10 list of what's keeping us from making a profit now. And what we're going to do about, changing the things for ourselves so we can make a profit in the decisions on how we accept orders, how we don't accept them. I know a lot of people don't even believe I'm a cherry picker, but I'm a cherry picker until now. I didn't learn a different way of cherry picking, a different method of cherry picking to where
Which I
people,
tell a lot of people that it's everybody like say cherry picker like it's only one def. No, it's a bunch of ways. Like nobody, like it's not sitting back waiting on the what they call a unicorn or nothing. It's putting yourself in a position to make the best money you can and reasonable. Look, to me, I try to keep it reasonable. It ain't gotta be, nothing crazy. Reasonable to where I am still in the green, personally.
Right, right, right. You definitely got to look at it like that. Cause see, don't nobody else pay your bills but you. At the end of the day, so if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. That's imperative on how you get out here and make your money. You don't let these apps pimp you. You got to look at the competition that's out here. You got to see is it super saturated or not super saturated, or you going to the restaurants that everybody else go to. Have you discovered some different restaurants people may not know about? You said something earlier about your apps. Your apps can lead you to money on another app, and
Mm-hmm.
you right because I use that with Grubhub. If I see it's hot over there in Grubhub, 9 times out of 10, I can get some Doordash orders going on. If I'm already scheduled, like we was talking about earlier, already plan my schedule with deliver that, and I know in that area where I'm going to get a deliver that order. When I get through dropping it off, I know I can jump on Grubhub and jump on DoorDash right after I get through with that, or before. I don't try to do them simultaneously with them catering apps. It's gonna get you in trouble. You
Oh
won't
no,
be on,
definitely will.
you won't be on any platform, and you don't want to do that. There's people out there juggling it, trying to do it that way, and then not only is they messing the game up for themselves, they're messing the game up for other drivers out here too.
Yeah, definitely frown upon that. I wouldn't suggest that at all.
Yep, yep, yep. So I will get ready to jump off into the Q&A session. If anybody have questions, you can go ahead and ask questions. If not, then we're gonna let him, may get him a chance to get him to showcase one of his favorite videos. If not, he can tell me, and if not, he can tell me, and I can showcase it for him. The thing is, we want to support and promote small content creators. I'm a small content creator. PJ, he's also a small content creator. We want to see him get at 1,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. And probably tonight, when I go live tonight, I will definitely showcase the most key highlights that I see in his video and put him on out to put his name out there and everything. I like what he do when it comes to catering. He knows what he's doing when he goes out there. He's very professional, business mindset. He gets out there and he makes his money, and he also makes a profit. That's a difference. You just don't accept the order just to be accepting it. You want to that you make a profit out of it as well. We're not on these platforms to get pimped or to be paying them for the services just to be on a platform. We need to be making
Oh
money
no.
off of it. So if anybody got any questions, go ahead in the Q&A section. While you looking through the comments, PJ, you can go ahead and read the comments off. You can go ahead.
All right. Hit them up. Trying to see if I can post that on.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna look over the comments. This is how I'm gonna do
Yeah,
them.
go ahead.
Okay, you ready? Just let me know when you're ready.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna try to find it. You say you could pick one of my favorite videos. I didn't think about that. I was gonna try to see if I can link it.
Yeah, it just came off the top of my head.
Oh yeah, that's actually.
Well, hello, Tasha Green. You in the house? We appreciate you being here today.
Appreciate all y'all, man. Everyone here, definitely appreciate it.
Demetrius Gaston, we know each other, brother, and everything. You out of Chicago. You came here, and yes, brother, we appreciate you joining us today.
Let me see. I can copy this. I'm gonna put it in. Copy link. Where's the copy link button?
Yeah, he was letting you know that I'm in Memphis now with Doordash.
Yeah, I see it. I'm sorry. It was talk. I did read that. Appreciate to meet you. I see you say you used to be and you moved. It's a lot of people from Chicago that's down there in Memphis. It's a lot of people.
All right, he said something else. I got it on the screen there. Do you know what he's actually talking about right here?
Yeah, Centralia. That's the middle of Illinois. That's like the heart of Illinois. That's they consider that like they consider each part of Illinois. They set separate zones. Like Chicago's considered northern Illinois. We're at top of it. We're at the borders of what, like 3 states, maybe give or take 2 or 3 states, and then it's the middle. Centralia is like the middle, and then it's a southern. But yes, a lot of people don't know this. You could drive from Illinois from top to bottom for like I think like 6 hours or something. Almost 6 hours from here and still be in Illinois. A lot of states can't do that. I think what we're like the fifth biggest state or something like that. I know we up there. I think we like the fifth or sixth biggest state. I posted in the comment section one of my favorite ones, favorite video right there.
Still looking for it.
Yeah, I posted in the chat. I think this is where I found my stride, and this is still one of my most paid recorded days. But this is not one catering order. It's a bunch of orders, and I think this is really where I felt like really was comfortable with the channel. I love this. That's one of my favorite videos.
Okay. Let me
It's
see.
an old one.
See, can I pull your page up right quick while we're doing that? See, can I pull this page up right quick? All right. Is it an older video or newer video?
Oh, it's old. This is one of my early. Let me see when that was like. I think on the thing it said 2 years ago. 2 years ago. So a lot of this stuff to change, but that was at the time was my most work I put into the video, and I just like that one. I think it still encompasses who I am to this day. Not much has changed. The apps didn't change, but I don't think I didn't change that much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna play one of his. I know that's not the one he's requesting, but we're gonna play one of his. Hold on, I got to put it on pause right quick. It's just about 2 minutes long where he lost a delivered catering order, and then he's going to elaborate on that. And he's approximately at 800 subscribers. Let's try to get him at 1,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm gonna try to blow it up on the screen here so you can also see it. And then he's going to elaborate on this here once I get finished. All right, let's see here. All right, hustlers, we here for the delivery pickup at a bakery in the suburb of Chicago. Right, called Courageous Bakery. We're gonna be courageous around this piece. Even in the suburbs, they always look for the loadout zone signs. That's for the market. You gotta get a little closer. There we go. There we go. We get up in here and see if this order ready. Yeah, to throw the scully on. How the black women say, stop trying to look cute, dress warm. Yeah, it's a little cooler. We've been getting blessed here in Chicago the last couple of days, getting a couple of 50, 60 degree days. Now it's back regular. All right, we finna slide up in here though. Issues. Lake Street entrance. Oh, it looks good out here, but it's a lot colder though. It is a lot colder. Get up in here though. All the stuff in here. I didn't even get a chance to record it. She just started handing it off. Like the Super Bowl was picking this piece. Let's go ahead and get this board out of the way. I'm glad. It's warm out here. I mean, not warm. It's cold. Not warm at all. I need to get it warm in here. Let's knock this board out though. Doors. We're all waiting for our next big. All right, now, would you elaborate on that one for me? I didn't get a chance to
Oh
finish.
yeah.
Ad that popped in.
Oh yeah. That particular one, which woman keep telling me that about that one too. In the description, I do say I lost that footage. A couple of things happened that day. It was just I got that was a couple of weeks ago. I got some bad news in the midst of the delivery. So I finished that one. The video was actually longer, but I cut it into two videos. I had it as a whole video. So that I put out the dialogue of it on a separate video, and that was the ride along. But at one point I couldn't find that video. So I used the GoPro and I used the app, but I think I erased the card and I didn't fully download the video from the app. So, and me being that, and then I think I got under the weather. It was a lot going on around that time. But I couldn't find it. Long story short, that footage, that little footage, the rest of the ride alongs. I'm like, I couldn't find it. Then I eventually I found it in the GoPro app, and it wasn't saved directly to my phone, but it was in the app. And I was like, okay, I'll upload it. So that really, I wouldn't have put lost footage, but I did put it in the description. But it was just a leftover ride along from that particular situation. It's supposed to be a long video, but I believe that's the video where I was talking about the what did I talk about in the dialogue in that video. I forgot exactly what subject matter was, but that was let me see, can I pull it up? Come on. That was when I talked about I talked about me getting deactivated from Uber Eats in that one. That was the dialogue from that video. But I separated because the talk was almost like 7 minutes, and then I couldn't find a ride along. It was just a lot going on. But yeah, it was split up video. Long story short, just talking about my experience of trying to expand the Uber app, and they deemed my background. And I lost Uber, and I'm still kind of fighting that to this day, which I understand if I wasn't. If you guys don't want to allow me to do ride share, but you wouldn't let me do. You're gonna take the Uber Eats away, and I had Uber Eats for almost 3 years. Like, how did me applying for another part of you guys app take away all of my access to the app? But it is what it is with all that.
All right, appreciate that so much. Appreciate that. I have often. I thought I was the only one. Yeah, like matter of fact, the last live. Right now, I got my mount mounted the way it's supposed. While I was doing the live, the mount just collapsed and everything. Man, I was wait. I still got part of that footage, but I'll probably cut it up and put it on some bloopers or whatever, something like that. Behind the scene type video. But it does happen, ladies and gentlemen, that sometimes we had that malfunction junction that goes on and everything. It happens, but that wasn't the reason I was putting it on there. I thought he actually had lost the catering order.
No. I just, if my woman keeps saying I may go and just go ahead and change. I'm like, maybe they don't get it, but I'm gonna put lost footage. I'm gonna add that to the thumbnail just to get it out the way. She said it. I'm like, well, I put it in the description, but I do apologize, guys. I didn't want to mislead you. I had an older one where I actually what happened? Something similar to that happened, but that was like a year or two ago. I got a video like that. I think we'll deliver that, where it was one where I got separated from the cart in the elevator. It just left. The elevator went because the door closed and it wouldn't. I don't play with elevators. This is a whole other sad story. But long story short, I was pushing the car door and the elevator was closed and it wouldn't even stop, and I just let go. So I had to catch the thing. I think that's a recording. Or maybe I didn't even post that video. I can't even remember. It was like 2 years ago that incident happened. But a lot of crazy has happened in the gig world and delivery and in the YouTube space. It's a lot of crazy moments, man. Overall.
Right. Okay. like we didn't have no questions. I'm kind of shocked. You know, I thought they would have had plenty of questions for you. I think they,
I mean,
I think they still trying to get used to the Q&A. You know, usually people will be just asking questions while I'm in the flow. So we had changed that rule to, you know, we will have Q&A for people that want to ask questions or what's concerned, what's that going on. With that being said, what
Kevin
would
Dean just said something. Oh yeah, him. Oh, you right. Okay, okay. Because I was saying the music that he used from that I use from the videos, I pay for a subscription. I get what he's trying. I think he's really trying to say that to you, Rev.
yeah, he was saying it to me. I told him thank you. I edited it. Yeah, he was talking.
Yeah. I say I pay a subscription for it, so that's what I can use. If I get him, he really meant that for you. Which I mean, one hit shouldn't do it. It's a live, hopefully, and it's
Yeah, but
short snippet.
yeah, we like I said, we'll
We'll
work
cross
things.
our fingers.
Yeah, we work things out. I have a way of doing things that straighten things up. We're not worried too much about that, but we appreciate him putting a notice on it.
Yeah,
Uh,
appreciate it.
since no one here have any questions for him, for PJ and myself, although popular belief, people don't believe that I'm a multi-app. I am a multi-app. I do these catering apps. Reason why I was able to ask certain questions about the catering apps due to my experience. You know, I will be putting out my video about the this platinum tier thing since I did 2 days of trial on what's going on. But I will be doing a case study. I was going to be doing a case study on EPO anyway, and I was working on the weekends on the EPO to have me already in the algorithm, so it wouldn't be a stranger when this event took place with the tier program. I knew it was coming here,
Oh
and I
yeah, I
tried.
know it's coming here too. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. So
I'm gonna tell you
if
about
it's
if you gonna try it, you need to start gradually now. Work.
that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to stay. It's just bad. It's just like I was in the 70s for about a week, and then I just had like 2 horrible days. It used to be easier for me to keep it high with Uber Eats and other apps, but I don't know. I don't have another on-demand app where I can cut Doordash off and still make my money. So that's what's been eating at me. But it is what it is. I gotta play my situation, man. That's all I can say. We all gotta play to our strengths and
Right,
our weaknesses.
right. You probably have to do. I talk to you behind the scene how to do it, to where you won't have to choke all them orders, them bad orders. I talk off the scene about it. It done worked for 20 other drivers. I know it'll work for you in different markets besides mine. I just helped a brother in Arizona there. He
Oh,
couldn't get
okay. Hey.
he couldn't get into Scottsdale. You know, anybody from Phoenix know that's a money making spot. He couldn't get into Scottsdale with DoorDash. So we you know showed him a few secrets on certain things to do, and he was like, I didn't even choke a lot of those orders. Matter of fact, it was only I don't even remember choking in it. I said exactly. I made sure that you didn't have to go through what I went through. Now he got access to go in there and implement it with his multi-app. He was like, man, it seemed like it's fun all over again. I said, you got to remember this.
Man, that's seriously. That's what it seems like. It's like they kind of taking the fun out the game. That's why I like the other apps right now. It's been cool. But
Right,
okay, I'll
right.
take the secret sauce and I'll keep my word. And it gonna come to me.
Yeah, you just have to gradually do it. I did it when I became a top dasher. I cherry picked my way to top dash. It took me 10 months. You know, it took me 10 months to get there. That's how much of a cherry picker was. And I had to learn things the hard way, but I did get there, but I didn't get there overnight. I didn't agree with, doing 100 deliveries in a row in Hell Week and all that. I didn't believe in that,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you have to discover truth for yourself that'll work for you. You can take the suggestion of somebody else, but you still got to tailor it to how you do
Right.
things and how you make your decisions and everything, especially in your market. And plus, two, don't nobody pay your bills. You know,
exactly.
that has to be considered. You see what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
You know,
That's
he
all
was,
my content is suggestions. I'm not telling y'all what to do. I'm just showing y'all what I'm doing. That's what I say. It's one of my quotes.
yes, sir. Yes,
Just showing y'all what I'm doing.
yes, sir. They are suggestions. You know, so my informative channel that brings those suggestions in ways that try this out and discover truth for yourself. Discover it for yourself. See what will work for you in your market. What will work for you. And he started using some of the techniques to the way he do things. He said, just give me the blueprint. All I need is a blueprint. I'll work it from there. That's exactly what he did. You know, it's just like turning the phone in the dark room. You couldn't see what's in the dark room. Now you can see what's in the dark room. Now you can decide how you want to rearrange your furniture in that dark room. Now, since the light is open, that's all we do. We turn the light bulb on. We're not no Mr. Know-it-all. We're not no guru of this. We make probably more mistakes than any delivery driver on the planet. I do, you know, and yes, there's times I had to choke some of them up. But if I could help other drivers not choke them up like I did, I feel brother, it's just old people to see. I appreciate you being here. I know you're ready to get back out on that grind. And
I'm gonna be a little gap for a minute, but definitely gotta eat something. You got made me hungry talking about your little food you ate before we got home. I'm like, I didn't
yes, sir.
eat anything yet. I've been out since I woke up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You have any last words for our viewers today before we go?
Man, I just hey appreciate y'all. You do put this up on week replay too. So hey, if you guys see this later, got questions, shoot them to Rev or shoot them to me. Come to my videos, my comments. Hey man, I try to help. You know, hey, like I tell you, I'm not getting paid for this, nor if that's my goal. I enjoy what I do. That's why I just do it at my own pace. Hey, sometimes life happens, but hey man, find your happiness. Do what you like. Don't care what nobody else say, man. Enjoy. If you enjoy what you're doing, enjoy it, man. There's a lot of people that are not happy out here. They gonna try to bring you down, man. Forget all that. Enjoy life. A lot of people not right now. Appreciate all y'all though. Well, now in the replay.
All right, brother. I'll holler at you a little later. I'm gonna go ahead and showcase your video, your channel right quick before we go.
Appreciate you, man.
No problem, man. That's him right there, ladies and gentlemen. Let me pull it over here so you can look at it a little bit more. I will put it off in the description link as well. Gig host PJ. I will also, when I come on live tonight, I will showcase, I will play his videos and everything. He said he's cool with that. And
Oh yeah, I'm cool.
let y'all know who he is. He's at near 800 subscribers. Let's get him to 1,000. Get him over the hump, ladies and gentlemen, so he can provide more information. And he just don't talk that talk. He walk the walk, and he gives it from a Chicago perspective. And you can't ask for it to come from no better experience and perspective than what he have given to us. And I appreciate him a whole lot. Being able to take the invitation, man, come on our show. I hope that we can do it again, brother.
Oh yeah, appreciate it, man.
All right. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we getting ready to sign out of here. I'm having malfunction junction with the music today. So we're just going to end it like this here, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace. Take care.